Welcome to the City of Oceanside's informational video on how to build an accessory dwelling unit, also referred to as an ADU. In this video, we will provide tips on design requirements, permit reviews, and applicable fees. The City of Oceanside and the State of California encourage the construction of accessory dwelling units to increase housing opportunities throughout our community. Whether the ADU is rented to the public or used to house a family member, they're an efficient way to maximize the use of your property while helping to meet the city's housing needs. Let's start with defining what an accessory dwelling unit is. An accessory dwelling unit is an attached or detached residential unit that provides complete independent living accommodations for sleeping, living, eating, cooking, and sanitation. It's located on the same property as an existing or proposed single-family home. One ADU is permitted per property in all the zone districts that allow single-family homes. Please note, an ADU is not permitted on a lot developed with a duplex or multiple family housing. Also, if the property is governed by an HOA, make sure you check the covenant, conditions, and restrictions, or the CC&Rs, that apply to your community, or consult with the HOA to determine restrictions and design requirements for ADUs before applying for a building permit. So how can an ADU be used? An ADU may serve as a rental unit or be occupied by family members, guests, or in-home healthcare providers. However, an ADU cannot be sold separate from the main house. In addition, neither the ADU nor the primary home shall be rented for less than 31 days. To ensure future owners know about these conditions, the property owner must record a covenant on the property acknowledging and agreeing to these rules. Next, let's talk about the development standards that will inform how big the ADU can be, where it can be on the lot, and what it should look like. It's important that we preserve the character of our neighborhoods. To help achieve that goal, an ADU must be architecturally compatible with the primary home in terms of design, materials, colors, and roof pitch. So for example, a prefabricated ADU made from a shipping container could not be placed on a lot with a ranch-style home. There are 4 types of ADUs. The first is an attached ADU. These ADUs are constructed within or attached to an existing primary home. They must contain at least 350 square feet, but cannot exceed 50% of the square footage of the total living area for the primary home, or 1,200 square feet, whichever is less. The living area of the primary home cannot be reduced by more than 20% to accommodate an attached ADU. The second type is a detached ADU. These are ADUs that are structurally independent and detached from the primary home, not exceeding 1,200 square feet. The third type is an efficiency unit. An efficiency unit can be as small as 150 square feet and can be permitted as either an attached or detached ADU. It must have a bathroom facility and a partial kitchen with a kitchen sink, cooking equipment, and refrigerator. Finally, an existing attached or detached garage or accessory structure may be converted into an ADU, subject to compliance with applicable building and fire codes. If the existing garage or structure to accommodate the ADU provides the required parking for the primary home, replacement parking must be provided somewhere else on the lot. We'll talk about parking in a little bit. Let's tackle the next big design consideration for ADUs, the zone standards. All buildings are required to provide certain distances from property lines. These are called setbacks. You must also consider how much total square footage of the property can be covered with a building, including existing and proposed buildings. This is called lot coverage. In addition, there are limits on the height of the buildings. Depending on your single-family zone, the setback, lot coverage, and height requirements may vary. You can find out what zone your property is located in by contacting the City of Oceanside's Development Services Department. Now let's get back to parking. An ADU requires 1 additional parking space on the property. However, no parking spaces shall be required for an ADU fully contained within an existing home or located within 1/2 mile of a public transit stop. It's recommended that you call the Development Services Department and speak with a planner to confirm if your property meets these requirements or qualifies for a different parking standard. Parking spaces shall be 9 feet by 19 feet and be located on an approved driveway or within certain setback areas. Parking spaces can be provided in various configurations on the lot, including covered, uncovered, tandem, or by the use of a mechanical automobile lift. Please note, if the conversion of an existing garage or structure displaces parking spaces required for the primary home, replacement spaces must be provided on the lot. Next, let's talk about permit fees and permitting. All ADUs, whether they are converting existing space or adding new space, require a building permit, including the payment of a permit and inspection fees that typically apply to new construction or remodels of a single-family home. It is important to note, however, that ADUs are exempt from paying certain development impact fees, which can result in significant cost savings. Consult the city's online fee schedule for building permit fees or call the Development Services Department for additional information. So how can you get started? First, you should verify your property is zoned for single-family use to ensure eligibility. Next, check your property zoning requirements to determine how setbacks, lot coverage, and height will affect your ADU's design. Again, it's recommended that you speak to a city planner to confirm your assumptions. Next, prepare construction plans. The city recommends hiring a licensed architect or design professional. In nearly all cases, their expertise with codes and processes will end up saving you time and money. Finally, apply for your building permit by submitting your plans. Once approved, you're ready to start construction. Please note, applying for a building permit for ADUs located within the city's coastal zone are subject to review and approval of a ministerial coastal permit prior to issuance of a building permit. No public hearing shall be required. However, projects located within the appeal jurisdiction may be appealed to the Coastal Commission within 20 working days of the Coastal Commission's receipt of the Notice of Final Action for the project. A map of the city's coastal zone can be found on the city's website. We understand that building an ADU can be a complex project. We hope this video has helped you to visualize the code. Call to speak with the planner at 760-435-4373 or visit our website for additional information.